Hey neighbor, look at that right there. That is a big plump blackberry. And here's the little secret. Anybody can grow this right here. This is one thing everybody should be growing in their food garden. It's easy to grow, and if you live in the South, man, it's just easy peasy. I want to show you a couple of different ways we grow it here at our gardens here. I grow it in my garden. Mama Hoss grows it in her garden. She grows it a little bit different than I do. The point today is to give you some tips on how to grow them, but just to show you how easy it is. Now, I've been growing blackberries for a long time. This is my second planting in the same area here of blackberries, heck, at least for 20 years. This variety right here is called Sweetie Pie. Now, all these new thornless varieties, and I've been growing thornless ones because don't like to get cut up too bad. The thornless ones make these big plump blackberries, unlike the old native ones that when I was a kid we used to go out into the woods and scavenge. They wasn't as big. Now they were sweet, but they wasn't as big. But they had thorns all over and we'd get all caught up, cut up, caught up and everything else. But it didn't matter because we was kids and we was just enjoying life. But nowadays we grow these thornless type here. They're easier to manage. The Sweetie Pie variety is what I got planted now. I've never seen a bad variety, but this Sweetie Pie, I'm gonna be honest with you, I planted it just simply because of the name. It sounded so good here. But this variety has done really good for us. I think this crop here is about 4 years old. And here's the point, blackberries are easy. Now you can go to any extreme you want to kind of take care of and kind of grow them. But the fact of the matter, if life gets in the way and you forget to do something, they're gonna be fine anyway. You just need to understand the basics of it, and you'll have it whipped. Now this is what we start with. It's just a little blackberry plug here. Now this is a tissue culture plant, and what that means is it was grown from the lab. They took these leaves and they cut them up. They put it in a solution. It's a fairly complicated process. I've seen it done, but what happens is you get a plant that is free from disease and you get a plant that is true to variety. So we start with a little plug right there. We put that in the ground. Now the first year, that little plug's gonna be a little tender. So I put my drip irrigation down. I used my 15 mil drip tape and I ran me a line here and I planted these all every couple feet apart. And I kind of kept them watered, I kept them fertilized and everything and babied along until they got established. After the first year into that second year, I pretty much don't water anymore after that. These blackberries are extremely drought resistant, so they grow fine without irrigation after they get established. So I hadn't watered these in a long time. And this last spring, man, we had a drought, an intense drought. These blackberries did just fine. Matter of fact, I find that the berries are a little bit sweeter on a dry year than they are a wetter year. We've started getting some rain in the last few weeks and the plants look nice and healthy. But we've got one heck of a blackberry crop. So I do that. Now this Sweetie Pie is a floricane type. Let's don't make it too complicated. Basically what that means is we get berries off the second year growth. So all these canes that you see here that's got berries on them, this was last year's growth. You need to trellis these things up and you ain't got to make it complicated. Mine's old fence posts and some high tensile wire that I got at Tractor Supply, and I got them trellised up somewhat, but they get a little out of bounds sometimes and we go back in and put them up, but it's nothing fancy like Mama Hoss has got. And on this variety right here, I pruned the old canes back after they make. So after the season's over with, you're gonna start seeing going into late summer and early fall, these canes that produce this year is gonna start dying back. So we'll go ahead and cut those canes back to the ground. And we want to encourage new growth because our new growth is what's going to have the berries next year. So those are the ones we want to really take care of because we want to anticipate for next year's crop. And as far as fertility goes, you want to use a good berry blend fertilizer. And I like to fertilize early in the spring, right when you see these buds fixing to pop out and the leaves need to come out. I like to fertilize then. And then I fertilize again after my berry harvest. And the reason for that is we want to encourage that new cane growth so we have a good harvest for next year. So 2 applications of a berry blend fertilizer, one in the spring and one after harvest, I find to be perfect. As you can see, mine's not the prettiest in the world, but here's the fact of the matter is I consider this just a workhorse in the garden. I don't worry a whole lot if I get a few weeds in there, because this little place that I got is it's kind of on the edge of my garden here. And I just let it do its thing. I keep them, we'll come back here in the fall, we'll clean them up a little bit, but it's going to be a little weedy in my garden. But these things just produce and produce and produce. And it's not something that you got to go out there and tend to on a regular basis. Now here's the opposite of what I do. This is Mama Hoss's garden, her potager garden. And she's got blackberries in her garden and she does it different. She really takes a lot of time. She has just educated herself on how to prune these things. She takes the leaders up after she prunes them and she ties them back to the wire. I used the same type system that I used in my garden. I used the wooden fence post with a high tensile wire with the wire tighteners there to tighten it. I did a little better job because I knew she wanted it nice and neat. But she takes great pride in keeping them clean. See how clean they are? And she does a better job pruning hers than mine. She does a better job all the way around tending to them. I just kind of let mine go here. But you can see she's got about 25 feet a row. I must have 60 feet a row at least. So mine's a little bit longer, but her plants look a little bit healthier and her berries are bigger. Now this is the same exact variety right here, but I want you to come in here and see the size of some of these berries. Look there, these things are loaded up, but look up there. Right there, several of these berries that probably are a little bit bigger than what mine are. And she may make a little bit more per foot than what mine make here. Now, when do you harvest these berries? What I have found out is when you wait till these berries get good and plump, they seem to be sweeter. If you pick these berries a little bit before that one there, I would wait a day or two on picking it. That's going to be a little bit tart. But if you let these things get nice and plump, see how plump and filled out those little, I don't know what you call those little balls there on the blackberry. But anyway, that's when they're at their sweetest. Well, the fact of the matter is blackberries can be grown in a nice, neat garden where you keep everything just so, all your weeds out of it real nice and clean, prim and proper. Or they can be grown in an area there that's out of the way, maybe an old fence row, something that you're not going to maintain a lot, and you can still harvest lots and lots of blackberries. Now for us, harvesting blackberries is a late afternoon thing. We like to do it when it kind of cools off a little bit right before dark. We go out there and harvest our blackberries, and what you hear right here is making some homemade blackberry ice cream. This is a new ice cream maker we got off Amazon. Believe it or not, you don't have to worry about the ice and the rock salt. You just put it in there and it makes ice cream, and you put it in the freezer and it hardens up a little bit, which is kind of cool. Then over here, Mama Hoss has made some homemade blackberry biscuits. Yeah, you heard me right, homemade blackberry biscuits. Our friends up at Appalachia True Grit, Megan and Andy, told us about this right here, and we've been eating homemade fruit biscuits for a little bit here now, and I'm gonna tell you, you gotta try it if you've never done it. Then we got a blackberry pie. Now Mama Hoss has always been known for her blackberry pie. So what we're gonna do, just as soon as this ice cream gets ready, we're gonna take some of this right here and we're gonna load it up on top there, and we're gonna partake in a nice, wonderful dessert. And look here, folks, there's very few things in life that I've ever seen that some fresh homemade ice cream won't cure.